me again, I'm gonna state a few things based on some YouTubers I've watched. Now, Nadja, aka the Voodoo Child, she's had a lot of experience with bad roommates, bad friends, and another YouTuber, Carrie Dayton, has done numerous story times about bad relationships, bad situations that she got in, and all that. But, and you go through that, and hopefully, if you got a functioning brain cell, you learn. But some people, you could tell them all day, all night until you're blue in the face to their lifestyle ain't the best. They're not making the best choices. They're heading down a bad path, and they ain't necessarily going to listen to you. They're just going to continue on with their self-destructive behavior and their group, their associates that ain't nothing. So, my personal take on that is let them find out the hard way, because sometimes that's the only way they will learn. Like with my ex-husband, everybody told me, leave him alone, leave him alone, leave him alone, leave him alone. Did I listen? I tried to, but my family was all about that. I married the idiot, and 9 months later we got a divorce because, well, long story short, we were incompatible. And I'll just put it like that. He and I got married way too soon and way too young. And didn't really think it through. And we'll just leave it at that. I understand that he's a bad guy. I mean, he's got his flaws, as does everybody. And I probably did shit that I shouldn't have been doing. But at any rate, the relationship went south, and I have not seen or spoken to the man since 2004. January of 2004, the last time I spoke to him or clapped my eyes on him. So, I wish him well, but, he's not part of my life, so, it is what it is. And now I'm older and hopefully a little wiser, and I'm more selective of who I choose to be with. Some people want to be with people just for the sake of being in a relationship. They can't stand being alone. I used to have a friend that hated herself to the point where she would go for any old person just to have someone. And some people are that way. Some people cannot stand being by themselves. They have to be part of a couple for whatever the reason. Okay, cool, that's you. Fine, wonderful. But here's the thing. You cannot just keep monkey barring from person to person to person to person to person to person to person with zero break in between, because then, you keep getting screwed over because you keep insisting upon going for the same type of person that fucked you over the last 50 times. Why not just, slow your roll, take a time out, really stop and think what you will and will not tolerate, what you want, instead of just going for someone just for the sake of being with someone, Sometimes you get a good one, and sometimes you don't. And sometimes the person is a good person, but their family absolutely hates you. My ex that I was with before I got with my husband, the guy was not necessarily a bad guy. He wasn't the brightest bulb in the chandelier, but he was okay. But his mother, wow, was she nuts. She looked like the crazy cat lady from The Simpsons, to put it nicely. She would wear these cheap-ass hats, and when her head was wet, the dye from the hat would get into her hair, and her hair looked like a rainbow freight wig. Yeah. And she and I just did not get along, so I'm glad I'm out of that situation. I have not seen the guy. When I first started, talking to my current man, just conversations like pass each other in the house, hey, how's it going? Innocent like that. My ex had a fit, saying that he was going to beat up my current boyfriend, who happened to be a U.S. Marine. Yeah, random guy versus U.S. Marine. Really? And my ex and his mother were a little too close. like incestuous relationship type close. And I'm just not about that life. So sorry about it. And what I mean is, I've seen them on numerous occasions making out. She's rubbing all up on him like they're trying to get their swerve on. And I'm just like, no. No, thank you. Now, I know people that are total mama's boys and total daddy's girls. I ain't either one, obviously. I don't even know my father, really. So, yeah. But anyway, that's your family dynamic. That's fine. Everybody has a different family dynamic. So, what's normal for one family might not be considered normal for another family. Like my family, there are 23 kids total. I have a grand total of 16 brothers, 13 biological, 3 our friends that kind of decided, hey, you're my sister now. So I'm like, okay. I have 5 younger sisters. I did have one older sister that I have not spoken to in 20 years because she a hoe. And I don't mean the garden implement. Let's just phrase it this way. The reason why I distanced myself from my family has a lot to do with their conduct at our mother's funeral. And I'll just leave it at that. Draw your own conclusion. So that's one reason I don't associate with my older sister, who I used to love to death. But she decided to, one, cheat on her common-law husband, who's a great guy, and with my ex, my former high school boyfriend, which I don't give a damn what he does with his life. I don't care what she does. The fact of the matter is they were both in long-term relationships with other people, had children involved, and then decided to have an affair with their children right there in the room, front row seats, seeing all that's going on. Not only that, they had sex on my mother's bed the day of my mother's wake. And then at my mother's funeral, they were all but fucking on my mother's corpse right there in front of God and everybody, which is precisely why I cut ties with them. I'm like, no, sorry, we're not doing that, fam. No, you want to act like that, you can be by yourself. I don't need it. So sometimes you have to really, really take a really good look at the people around you and decide if they're worth keeping or they're not worth keeping. And if you give someone one chance and they ain't changing, you don't fuck with them again. At all. Period. Because, some people are just toxic by nature. And, I'm not trying to sound negative or, name names or, call people out. But, some people, you deal with them once and they just totally ruin your life. You got to cut them out and continue on, because if you keep hanging out with people that ain't about nothing and keep trying to drag you down, you're going to be in the same damn rut they're in, and you're going to be miserable, and you're going to be a whole hot ass mess, and ain't no one got time for that. So, you got to take into account, some people are good, some people are not good. Sometimes bad people do good things, sometimes good people do bad things. Look at the person, That's all I got to say on that. I mean, I had to learn the hard way, and that's why I ain't got no damn friends, because the friends I did have pretty much screwed me over, and, and I'm just not about that.